The List game is a conversational improv game. We discuss a hypothetical situation, and our cast has drawn a series of phrases from the chicken hat. Their goal is to slip those phrases into the conversation. Every time they do successfully, they get a point. If someone says, "Hey, that's on your list," and catches them, then they get that point. You can also bluff, making up your own. And if someone calls you, you get a bluff point.
If you don't want to know today's list game phrases before you hear the episode, you want to fast forward about a minute, because here they are. Magic carpet, oil paint genius, the eternal question, mind reader, souped up taco truck, jug band, chicken ranch, the smell in the carpool, always complaining, aliens in the attic, building tree houses, meth in the peace pipe, day-glow golf course, kids with knives, educating koalas, rabbit and duct tape, speedboat races, the vinyl junkie, crack the whip, tarring the rabbit.
And it's time to shut up. Welcome to episode, I think it's about number 56. No, it's 60-something. Yeah, the list game. Do we care? No, we stopped counting a long time ago. I don't even put them on in order anymore. I'm Daniel French, your host, and our crazy group of nerdiacial conversationalists are here. To my left, in the fuzzy chair that normally holds the philosophistic ideas, I have Katherine Skinner. Say hello, Katherine.
Hi.
Any relation to Principal Skinner?
Plenty.
In my big leather chair that often you will hear in the background squishing around as the leather rubs into each other is Joanna. I don't know your last name.
Engelman.
Joanna Engelman. Say hello, Joanna.
Hello.
Oh my gosh,
Say
she's
hello,
so
hello.
careful. It's time to get rude, people. Next to her at the end of the couch, we have just above
The Gimp Chamber.
Sitting above the Gimp Chamber, we have Sarah. I forgot your last name.
Moloney.
Sarah Moloney. Say hello.
You've never heard any baloney jokes, have
Never.
you?
Never.
But I will say hello, everybody.
And I'm sure all of our regular listeners have already heard that marvelous voice in the background. It's the voice that's moist, Mr. Blake Bedlin.
Hey.
So we're going to begin today. Our list game topic for the day is very simple.
Got some smudges on the back of your clipboard. What did you do to that?
Ooh.
You just got that.
I think that's leftovers from Dean. You know, Dean gets really excited.
Oh, God.
Today's list game topic is we are making up sitcoms. We're thinking about the grand days of Gilligan's Island, Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie, the Banana Splits. Who knows what we will come up with, because sitcoms have evolved, right? They've become these new marvelous things. The floor is open.
Honey, have you finished cleaning the garage yet?
You're on your own, sister.
Yeah, I figured.
She's being in a sitcom.
I can see that.
You may do that. You may talk about sitcoms you made up, or you may actually act one out.
Oh.
Play how you will.
I am acting it out. You're on your own, sister.
Slow on the draw, slow on the pickup, but that's okay.
So you're the housewife?
No, I'm actually the mind reader.
Oh, you're the mind reader.
Yes.
The
That's why I
mind
missed
reading
that.
genie?
Yes.
Oh.
Is that a line on your clipboard?
No, it's not.
Oh, I already have to start right.
Right out of the gate.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take my point. Thank you.
You are welcome to it. Yes.
Well, I want to know more
Ladies
about
first.
this mind reading
Oh, I
Genie.
knew you say that.
that you are. Is that what you
Yes.
are now?
Depends on how many times you rub it.
It does depend.
Doesn't
That's
it
on your
always?
list.
No, it's not.
Oh, trade off.
Thought you'd like it though.
All right, trade. All right, now we're ready to start.
In the vein of the 60s, I think we should have a holiday special called Christmas with the Kennedys.
Ah.
Oh, Bobby, I'm really excited for my trip to Dallas next week.
Oh, yeah. That's
But Khrushchev's coming to dinner. Did you get the roast? I thought you were getting the roast. I got the vodka. But I was shoving Marilyn in the closet to hide her from others.
Oh, Marilyn, she definitely needs a cameo.
Definitely.
A little more screen time.
And we know Chappaquiddick,
That's
right?
really where you're going with that one, isn't it?
What?
That's really where you're going with this one.
Or was
Oh,
it
yeah,
with the
naturally.
Aliens in the attic.
All right, we already know the point of this sitcom.
And, Chappaquiddick and all, Ted Kennedy
Yeah,
driving
yeah,
his car
not well.
into a ditch.
Oh, dear. Is that where he
They-
meant to park it, though? Because, no one ever parks on either side of you.
They were carpooling, him and his secretary, and she didn't shower the other day. She really stank. And they say it was the smell in the carpool that really drove Ted Kennedy both out of his mind and off the road into the ditch.
I see.
And that's why he actually abandoned her in the car to her inevitable death.
No. Hygiene. It's important.
Hygiene.
The smell. Whew,
Yeah.
just couldn't take it. Those boys from Boston.
Those boys from Boston.
Which brings us to B.O.
B.O. Boston.
that.
So it comes around.
So tell me, Christmas, do you play music for your families? For the Kennedys, perhaps?
Well, actually, Eleanor Roosevelt comes in to play the bagpipes.
Does she? I thought she was in a jug band or she played a harmonica.
I think that was Coolidge who played the harmonica.
Oh, was it?
Who jingles the bells?
I do, of course.
Of course. I thought so. Yeah, you're in the holiday spirit. I mean, that's...
We could also have, I'm thinking of a Lord of the Flies themed reality kind of TV show.
Now we're talking. I had kind of the same idea.
Put a bunch of children
dear.
on an island, just leave them to their own devices, put up a bunch of cameras around the island, and just see what happens.
And they split into tribes,
Tribes.
And of course, periodically throughout the season of the show, you make sure that there's very little to eat.
Oh, dear.
You actually remove food from the island. I mean, who doesn't want to see a bunch of children with knives running around?
Oh, I'm actually watching something like that right now on Netflix.
It's that Stranger
Oh, and they
Things?
have to make
I
their
haven't
own
seen it
tools.
myself.
Or do we provide?
No, I
Do we have
think...
the helicopter
No.
drop weapons in specific locations? And
Yeah,
they
that's
have
what I want to know. I'm thinking like sticks and
Yes,
stones.
yes. Release the
Break
boars.
bones.
Yeah, and then if you want an edge, you have to find a way to sharpen your stone.
The sharpest tool in the
Oh.
island.
Words are the sharpest
Or
tool
we
of
could
all.
leave them at a chicken ranch and see if they turn into nuggets. Might be more dangerous than an island. American foods.
Chicken
Look,
ranch
let's
and
be honest.
nuggets.
No, you've never seen, what's it called?
Sounds
The
like
Jungle?
it sounds
Red
like
the
that's
Jungle?
on your list.
You've already encountered something that we on the
One
list
for
can
Sarah!
Woohoo! Making it come back.
Making it come.
No, she's making it come up.
I am up. I'm on top of the
Yes.
gips. So I got that.
Ow! Looking good, too. I wish you could
Okay,
see
you
this
combine
now.
the two.
So we're
We've
back
got
on
the
the
island,
island.
we've got the stones and sticks, we've got the kids with knives,
We've got Piggy with
and
his
now we've
asthma.
got chicken.
Got chicken.
So it can be not so bad. Like I said, occasionally
but
they
not
run out
enough
of
chickens
food.
for everyone.
Huh?
Not enough chicken.
Not enough chickens for
not
everyone,
enough
so that makes it
children
a
for the chickens.
contest. You
But
have to chase down a chicken.
And choke
Kill
it.
it. and
dear.
choke that chicken, boy. Or girl.
Are you going to have some smart ones that figure out maybe like laying eggs? They'll
Smart
never make
chickens.
it.
Or this is
They're not
where
gonna
we get the
make
vegan.
They're all
movement.
roosters.
I don't know.
Heard of smartphones, but never
No
smart.
eggs for you.
Roosters are faster anyway.
How do you know this?
She knows her way around a cock.
Oh, that was well played, sir. Well played.
Usually the solution to a problem is beating it.
But I think we need like, the kids are all like, half dead and we have the warriors and the prisoners.
Right, what
and
kind
then
of
like a
kids
Gilligan's
are
Island
these?
sort of
Oh, and you got to
collision.
have the nerd group.
Oh, the nerd.
And they find ways to make little generators and they have electricity and stuff. And so they can make little cattle prods.
They have like their fortress.
They can make doomsday devices.
Or
Like
fake
antimatter guns.
They've
to
made
shoot the
wires
bullies.
somehow, and they've got like they're working on their what's that thing that goes tap to tap tap Morse code?
Yep, Morse code.
It's called the
the one.
telegraph.
Something about copper wire.
Something about copper. They got a mine.
Yeah, they have a mine made of chickens.
The nerds do take over the world.
They're building tree
or
houses
their
with
AI
like
gets there first,
5
they said
bedrooms,
today, so.
3 bathrooms.
I was almost
a rec
very
room.
disappointed. I thought you said mime.
Mine.
No mime.
Antithesis.
It's an audio show.
Do you see us enclosing ourselves? in a wall?
Yes, a
the
mine,
gift
because that way certain kids end up being the slaves and they got to work down in the
Right,
mines.
and wouldn't that be the artists? Wouldn't it be? I mean, as much as I love art culture, when it comes to these movements, we tend to sit back and go, whoa, man, lovin'. And then the war continues. No offense. I'm a big
McLovin?
John Lennon fan.
A love-in at the mine?
At the mine,
Underground.
underground.
That's great, because then you know who's going to show up for that? Although you guys wouldn't know, Blake would.
Would I?
There's this guy.
Oh,
calls
no.
himself
Oh, no.
Gopher.
No.
Gopher's gonna be here. What's that? We're having a love-in
Gopher.
underground?
It's been a while ago.
This is where I lived.
It reminds
sounds
me,
like
we
a
got to
few of
do
ex-boyfriends.
another
Oh
murder
my
mystery.
gosh, we got to do the Gopher sitcom.
Yeah.
And it picks up after List Game episode 9, which I know the
All
new
right.
people here don't know about, but you'll hear it sometime.
What
It's
a bunch of novices.
It's a story about Winnie the Pooh and his friends, but it's now and time has gone by.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so, and Gopher had a big part in it. And yes, Gopher and perhaps Eeyore and Tigger would make a fantastic sitcom.
Eeyore's definitely gonna be a
Especially
therapist.
Eric's version of Tigger, who was in Vietnam.
Oh,
yes.
dear.
With the plate on his skull.
Yes. No, he wasn't in Vietnam. He was in Iraq during the
Yeah.
war. And he got hit with
yeah.
a piece of shrapnel or
Shrapnel.
something in his head. And so Tigger wasn't the same old Tigger he used to be.
Yeah.
And Eeyore was Winnie the Pooh's butler. I mean, we don't have to explain the whole episode. Listen to it. It's episode 9. But yes, no, well, I think we're talking about sitcoms.
sounds
And this
like
would
a
be
sitcom.
a sitcom. But in that episode, Winnie the Pooh is murdered. So he's not there anymore. He's not in the sitcom.
He's Winnie the Dead.
He's Winnie the Pooh.
So who gets his honey? Who gets his honey?
Rue would definitely be
Rue.
one of the errors. 'cause
Piglet?
He
Yeah.
basically.
I mean, Piglet was a close friend.
Winnie
Yeah,
the
but
Pooh
he didn't
basically
get as much of a
adopted
divorce as he
Rue
did.
and Piglet. He sent Rue to college, where Rue got this horrible drug addiction.
That's what I heard.
Oh, yeah, you gotta hear the whole episode. It's a good
know? She's such a nice lady.
Or so she
Poor kid.
seems
Oh, is that true?
around others.
Oh.
I hear she beats her children.
She has more than one?
Exactly.
Where are the others? Are they in the game cave?
Okay, here's another one.
I can't speak.
I got a sitcom for you. It's called King of the Disc Golf Course. And it's kind of like King of the Mountain. Okay, so everybody's playing disc golf, also known as frisbee golf. You get points for getting your frisbee in the basket, right? But there can be only one. When you finish the 18th hole, you have to be the last golfer standing. And all the frisbees have stuff like razor blades on the edges and knives that stick out of the center or whatever. And you use your frisbee to take out other contestants.
They're like hats of odd jobs.
Because, it's not like
I'm
throwing
pretty
a
sure I'm
frisbee on
dead.
the beach. If you've ever seen somebody play disc golf, when they drive a disc, that thing is a weapon.
Oh, yeah.
I've been hit in the head with a driven disc and went down.
Oh, my God.
Do you wear a
Me
helmet
too.
now?
I live
No.
near a
Fourth
frisbee
grade.
golf
I still
course, and
remember it, side of the
I've had
face.
some close calls. I've had some discs,
You look
some
like it.
plates whizzing by my head.
I've seen
Plates in your
somebody
head,
lose
too, I'm
teeth
sure.
because a frisbee hit him in the mouth.
And you just watched. You didn't say anything.
He
No,
laughed.
of course.
So who are these contestants on your game? I want to know. Like,
Who are the
are
contestants?
they athletic? Are they like pick them off the street and they look like they haven't worked out in 40
Do
years?
they need to use the bathroom right
They're the homeless. And they have chances to win lots of money in a mansion.
Lots of money in a
Thank you.
mansion.
Bring all your homeless friends. That's right.
Lifetime supply of Mickey D's.
So, yes, it gives them all a
That's a
chance to
good
get
one.
off the streets, but of course, the game starts with like 20 contestants and there can only be one winner.
Right.
And the rest don't get to walk off of the golf course at all.
High risk, high reward.
They can
There you
crawl
go.
if they're able.
There's no
And
rules.
the, and the
really.
size of your frisbee is not a rule. You can make really big ones.
Size doesn't
No, really, size does not matter.
Yes, you can make really big ones that are really dangerous.
No innuendo. No innuendo.
Look out for those explosive frisbees. Although you can't get that one in the change, you're not going to get it in the
Right.
basket because it's going to blow up before you get there. But you can take out a few of your
But you
buddies.
could be small and mighty.
It's not
Okay,
the
so these
size
aren't
of
so
your
much
disc, it's how you
sitcoms.
use it.
These are like
more
cynical
reality
coms.
shows.
These are reality
Well,
TV
somebody
shows.
beat me. Come with a sitcom at me.
Well, I was thinking more of like a Miami Vice, but like with speedboat races. And they're like, you know how they go really fast and they flip over and they blow up.
Oh, yeah, and you can do like a little crossover, kind of like more of live action, not cartoon. But remember, well, you probably don't, but I'm old. Back in the days, Hanna-Barbera had this show that was called like The Great Race or whatever. And all the different Hanna-Barbera characters had cars and they raced across the country. And there's like Yogi Bear had a car and Snagglepuss. Oh, my favorite
Snagglepuss.
character name in cartoon history. How can you not love a pink cat named Snagglepuss? Sounds like
Needs
it
to be
needs
on
a
the show.
shave, but anyway, so we're gonna do it with speedboat races.
I've got a sitcom idea. We should make a like contemporary television remake of Aladdin, only it's like recontextualized. So Aladdin is a jihadist terrorist, and he flies his magic carpet like right into some tall building.
I think I've heard this story before. Somewhere.
And then
sounds familiar.
Although the parrot is like
Aladdin,
voiced by
once again
Gilbert
you'll
Gottfried again, of course, is like, Aladdin,
Why did you kill all those innocent people?
Well, you wouldn't have to change the song too much. A whole new world.
Yes, well played. Nicely done.
Aladdin, once again you have forgotten the detonator, you fool!
Oops, sorry.
And that'll be his catchphrase.
And his
Dear.
he has a sidekick with a little like side carpet.
can
He's
be.
always
Is that
complaining.
what the curly shoes
He's got a
before
rug on the
shoe nape home? Right, gets stretched
His
in the
magic
toe?
carpet gets jealous.
No, the curly shoes, the
Of the
curls on the
mystical rug
shoes
you
are
see.
fuses.
Oh, of
that you
course
light.
they are.
Fuses.
So
Of
you
course.
light, just like the guy on the airplane, you light your shoe on fire.
You can fit a lot of
And you take it
C2
off
into
and
curly
throw it.
shoes.
The History of the Atlantic World is a long-form history show that tells a tragic tale of conquistadors, war, slavery, and genocide. But within the tragedy of life lay the inspirational stories of revolutionaries, escaped slaves, and pirates. I'm Jesse Wiest, your allegedly hilarious host, and this story begins in 1492. With the tale of someone so infamous you already know his name. The History of the Atlantic World.
Hey there, Rainbow Warriors. I'm CJ, host of Beyond the Rainbow, True Crimes of the LGBT. My specialties do not include acronyms, but they do include true crime stories. Join me as I put my spin on some crimes that you might have already heard about, such as the Matthew Shepard story and the Pulse nightclub mass shooting in Orlando, Florida. I also touch upon some stories that you might not be so familiar with, such as the murder of transgender Gwen Araujo and the abusive relationship of Becky Reed and Lindsay Vox. Crimes against and by the LGBT community is nothing new, but it is a relatively new concept for a whole podcast to be dedicated to it. You can find Beyond the Rainbow True Crimes of the LGBT on almost all podcast apps. You can also interact with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Remember, it's not a crime to be gay, unless you're a murderer.
There's a codependent housewife and her husband's a shapeshifter. She never knows how to meet his needs.
What'll it be called?
He never knows. Wait, say that again?
She never knows how to meet his needs.
She's codependent. She wants to meet his needs, but he's
He's
always changing.
You're always changing. How do I adapt to
He
your
turned
needs,
into a shark
Wolfman?
and she builds a giant shark tank for him to
And
live
then
in.
all of a
and
sudden
just
it's a
as
land
she's about
shark.
to put him in it, he turns into a snail.
He's a minnow.
I just want to go home right now. This is your home. No, I have a shell. I'll just retreat within myself.
Marcel the
You're
Shell.
always doing that.
Oh, can we do a sitcom for Marcel the Shell? Do you know that little guy on
Oh,
YouTube?
yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch
You
this.
have
I've not
to watch
seen it.
Marcel the Shell. Plug in for Marcel.
What kind
the
of shell is Marcel?
Marcel the Shell is a little bit like, oh shoot, I haven't watched it in a while, but like he has
Is he an actual shell?
He's an actual shell and he talks and he has a little string with like a lint ball that he walks around. That's his dog.
Right.
Is it a hermit crab shell or a conch shell?
No,
or-
it's just like a little snail shell. Right, but little. Gets into little shenanigans here and there. And
Well, this could be a great sitcom.
could be a great sitcom.
Wasn't he some kind of like oil painting genius?
And like
or
Michelle,
Maybe I might have
Maybe
missed that.
some-
Marcel the shell saves the coral reef.
This
Yeah.
gives me an idea.
Yes, let's make him a little like a Gen Z hero, like environmental activist.
Yeah.
I
What?
like
Oh,
it.
PETA. It was PETA. That was it.
Oh, is he?
Right. Right.
Yeah, for PETA.
What about a gritty crime drama called In Shell? It's like a psychological case study into a snail that's an incel. It can't get laid,
It's
so
an
it
incel.
Talk about
climbs into
asexual.
a truck and drives over a bunch of pedestrian snails.
Throw salt.
Exactly.
Ooh,
That's just
Stop.
one episode.
That's the season premiere.
Leaves them
The
into puddles of
pilot.
water.
The pilot.
You'll never slowly get yourself out of this one.
What is the process for really like getting your pilot on air? It's all about ratings.
Is that what they call
I
it
think it
now?
requires
Getting your
a-
We're going
pilot
to have
on
to do
air?
that.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
It is.
It doesn't take much for me.
I hear there's this couch you have to go sit on. and somebody sits next to you.
It's Oprah, right?
Is that how that works?
Or you have to grease some palms.
My God, man, it could work.
Oh, she's on to me. She knows why the couch is here. Blake took my spot.
Blake.
This is actually usually my spot, just so you know.
Just so you know.
I don't think I'm so self-important that I have to like sit in a leather chair or something with arms or anything.
So much for the enunciation
Why do you
compliment
need
I
two
gave
more?
you
I don't
earlier.
get it.
Hey, what? Shut up.
You should see how big his tongue gets after a few drinks.
You'll find out.
It's already
soon enough.
growing.
Isn't that an allergy of kinds? But AA joke.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about
no
AA.
fellowshipping? Oh, no, it's the best. You really got to go for the coffee.
Oh,
Yes, coffee and fellowshipping. Even
lots of
though,
free
check
coffee.
this out.
is that better than higher power?
Well, it depends.
Oh my gosh!
Caffeine's the
better.
most widely abused substance.
We have to do a sitcom that is entirely based on AA.
We do. We
and
do.
Al-Anon and all that. Oh, the
There's so many
stories and the situations that could happen.
Yep. So we want to start by reading the 12 traditions.
You walk into a meeting and all the chairs are kegs.
Oh, no.
That sounds like a war story right from the beginning.
You don't know whether to sit on it or kneel in front of it.
It's
Or stand upside down.
cold and perspiring.
Oh, believe me, I could inhale it from my bottom end.
I've heard of alcohol enemas.
Oh yeah, that's serious.
I hear people die from that.
Really?
actually.
I would believe it
I
because
hear
you know
it's
it's
very
forest.
potent.
Is that a way to go?
Thin
No.
skin.
Why don't you try?
Well, we got a keg over here.
And Daniel's got a couple enema kits standing by.
Just a couple?
Stand by.
Dude, you got to read.
I didn't realize you knew that about me. But
I could smell them.
it's a hobby.
What if you had a long road trip coming up or something? Come on.
You got to get your jelly somewhere.
Or how about something down the rabbit hole? Because I mean, I'm
that what they
tempted.
call it?
Tarring the rabbit.
Tarring the rabbit.
As in, like the white rabbit?
Yeah.
Because then you'd want to tar it,
Oh.
because then you can get these cool zebra stripes, and you make them
Striped
sticky at the same
rabbit.
time.
Then he's
Everybody
cool,
likes
too.
a sticky rabbit that looks
nice
like a
sticky
zebra.
tarred rabbit.
Is that, that actually explains a lot about me. I did not know that about myself.
Really?
Really.
Who are you again?
Are we going to make a Katherine sitcom?
Oh, dear.
I think
Yeah,
we
we
should do this.
are.
I
The
think
content
from
for
what
that.
we've learned so far, I
like
think this could be
Blossom?
good.
You're like the modern day Blossom. Blossoms.
I were
Did you know
that
that
cool.
Blossom's vintage now? I was in a vintage shop yesterday. 20 years old is vintage.
Talking about Powerpuff
20,
Girls.
20
or
is
something?
vintage? Oh, dear.
Oh
You
dear.
just made me feel so very old, because I'm
So how much is
I'm
antique? Is
very
that 40
pre-Blossom
still? Or?
myself.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
picturing like a warring. Joanna's wearing the America's Cup hat. I'm picturing like America's Cup, but they're like warring pirate ships.
Oh, I like that. So the America's Cup is a sailing thing, correct?
Yeah, but they're
It's-
like big, awesome boats, and they're really fast, and people
So
like.
it's like that, but
fall
they
off.
have cannons, and
They-
and they
exactly.
can swing across to the other ship with their cutlass and cut the mizzen mast.
And they have knives,
and stow the jimsel and swallow up that
machetes.
poop.
Yeah, and then
Swallow the poop deck.
and then they travel around the globe, so they take their mayhem with them to like support cities, and
I
then
washed my
and then
hands.
the people
Do
come
we,
out.
do we portray famous pirates or come up with new pirates?
Well, new pirates, but they're famous in the sitcom.
We've got to have Jack Sparrow.
They have like a
Portrayed
following.
by
Celebrity
washed-up Johnny Depp.
America's Cup. Celebrities America's Cup.
I like
My
that.
ship, the captain, is none other than Walter Matthau. The
mine-
greatest pirate actor ever. Although I do want to see a ship captained by Scarlett Johansson.
Captain
There you
Crunch.
go. Yeah, because I'm
I wanna
picturing like
see
a Wonder
ship
Woman
captained by
theme on my
Scarlett
ship.
Johansson.
Yeah,
I
mine-
want to see a ship captained by Bill
Captain
Nye, the
Johansson.
science guy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Brilliant.
That ship
Warring
would be
pirates.
a gnarly pirate ship, I'm telling you.
Bill Nye the Science Guy on your list.
Definitely some dry ice coming
Yes.
at you.
Yes. So my pirate would definitely be Drake because he's
Oh, you
pirated
got
more
him.
music than he's willing to take accountability
Like
for.
Drake from Drake and Josh.
Oh, I wish. I wish it were that good. But no, it is the one, the only, the sixth god, the Drake. See, that's what I'm talking about. Everyone's like, either who's that? What's that about?
What are you
or they're
talking
like,
about?
oh, this is awkward.
Josh. Drake actually performed at my high school once.
Oh, did he?
Goes
What
to
year
show
was
how-
that? Oh,
Goes
I'm
to show
sorry.
how
It's-
washed up he is.
All right, I'm going back to
Was that?
Marcel the Shell.
At least
Okay.
Josh was in the remake of Red Dawn.
Marcel the Shell, there's other
That's
characters, of course, that he meets
Right.
and stuff. And this one's even going to be a spin-off at some point.
Right.
And it's Cold Hash the Mustache. And it's just this mustache that's not connected to a face. But
Yes.
it moves when it talks, you know, so it
Yes.
looks like it's on a mouth talking.
So it's kind of like Triumph. But
When he talks, he kind of sounds like I'm mustache. and he says things that rhymes with mustache all the time. He says balderdash and he says corned beef hash.
And he's like the quirky English professor
Yes,
kind of guy
Yes.
who like smokes. He's got to
he's
have like
very
He
a,
says, "Get your
Right.
hands off my stash."
yeah.
And
He's got got smoke coming out of the mustache like at all times.
Oh, there you go. He's always just checking.
And
there's even a pipe that the
Marcel
Sherlock Holmes pipe comes off of the mustache,
Occasionally
and that's kind
a
of like
bit
his
of
feet. That's how he
coffee
moves
foam or-
around. The pipe kind of drags him around.
Marcel will be like,
Maybe like a milk mustache with a
Crumbs
mustache.
fall from the
Yes.
excuse me,
Yes,
Professor.
Excuse me, I've been into some graham crackers lately.
Obviously, like Marcel's little limp ball will start talking and roughing around. His cute little dog.
It doesn't
It's
bark.
just
No, it roughing. It roughs.
salad fingers.
Okay.
salad.
I just went there. I'm sorry. I salad.
What kind of salad are you
Salad
talking
fingers.
You don't know salad fingers? That's so good. You're not traumatized.
What is salad fingers?
Oh my.
about? Sounds like
Please.
something involving blue
Move
cheese.
closer to
You
your
know
mic.
what I mean?
Wait, I got you.
know what I mean?
So salad fingers is, if you go on YouTube and look this up, he's a very dark, depressed, likes to speak very quietly, and he's a little bit creepy. But you never really know what salad fingers is up to. Maybe he wants a tea party with
Okay,
his
now.
neighbor. Yeah.
I'm going to give you both a clue about the list. You came up with Marcel the Shell. You came up with Salad Fingers. Both are characters that already exist on YouTube. Steal the character, give it a different name.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
We're all about
Steal the
stealing
character,
here on the
give
list.
it a different name.
Marshawn
We
the
don't have to
Shell.
reference stuff that we saw on YouTube and stuff.
Gotcha.
We make up our own stuff, even if we
Okay.
did steal it.
Gotcha.
Do you have any contributions to make? Johanna?
I'm sorry, I can't think of anything to say.
Johanna.
Okay, so we have.
Spit
Oh
out the
Just
stuff
say what's on your list.
no! A
Just
show
say the
about.
words.
No, that they're all the list because I said something.
Poop fingers.
Perfect.
So what?
Just say them all. No, but she's brilliant. She came up with an idea, the show about nothing. That hasn't been done at all.
It's
so
never
true.
been done. There's
Wait,
never
isn't
been a
that-
show about nothing.
The car smash-ins. You know, they take cars and they smash them into each other.
Car smashians.
Of course,
Taking a
that's-
point.
Oh,
Taking a
that's
point.
very good.
Go to
I want a
sleep the next
sitcom
day.
where all the characters, I think it's been done. I don't know, are clocks, watches, all 1950 and before. Grandfather clocks. Can't have no digital clocks.
No digital.
No. Everything's,
Fuck that digital, man.
everybody's got,
No analog, nothing.
they go to the hospital because they got to have a spring and a
Yeah,
gear
they obviously
replaced.
always
Gotta
getting
have that
repaired.
big hand and
Yeah.
the little hand.
Oh, it
yeah.
sounds like My Little Toaster,
And-
but like smarter and older. Maybe
Yeah.
they're all like adults. Well, no, they have little kid clocks.
Well, they had a certain show do that. I'm not going to go there. You know what I really want? I want to know what my shadow thinks throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see that show. Like
A
some
show about
sci-fi
shadows
version.
talking?
Yeah, it'd be a sci-fi. No, go for it. Call
She
it,
just
girl.
did.
Call it.
Is
It's
that
not
on your
on my
list?
list. Nah.
No, it's a bluff point for Katherine.
Thank you. But you're willing to call me anytime. You got my number, girl.
My number.
Ow!
Okay, and in the show about clocks, there's this one really obstinacious. I don't know if that's the right word, but this
Obstinacious.
this one clock is,
Sounds right.
he always goes to the top of this pedestalish area where like they get up on their soapbox to hear ye and talk about whatever's on their mind, whatever the clock has, whatever in their gears. Whenever he goes up there, he just says, "Tick, tick, tick."
When does the talk
My
come
dad
in?
used to
He
do
just
that
keeps
to me.
doing that, right? Yeah, and eventually
There's no talking?
The German grandfather clocks come up, right? And they beat him down and they tie him down and they say,
Eins, zwei, drei.
no, they say,
Yeah.
we have ways of making you talk. And that's the end of that whole series. One episode.
One and
It's
done.
They have
over.
all those like live paint with you shows. I want one that's tie-dyeing live. We tie-dye together. We
Oh, so
make
it's
ties.
like Bob
that's-
Ross, and instead of the happy little
Who's Bob
trees,
Ross?
so the happy little
Bob
trees. Okay,
Ross?
we're gonna make we're
That's
gonna
the
do
right
this happy
answer to
little
that
spiral
question.
right here, and then here
Happy
comes a
little
splatter.
tree.
Oh, check out my new method
Abstract.
of splatter.
Yeah.
Ketchup.
I was
squirt.
wearing the most loud, obnoxious pants today that I almost wore here.
Oh, you should have worn them.
I know,
Yeah,
but they
you
don't
should
fit
have.
right with my nails. I just couldn't do that to my fingernails.
Your nails are like clear. You have a French manicure.
I did it myself. I'm half,
nails.
well, not half French. I'm partially French.
I think that's the whole
Partially
point of the
French.
list game, though. Is like, yes, you should think about clashing and
yeah,
not
and
fitting.
loud plants. Loud plants.
Oh,
I'm
that
fired.
I want to do a. I want to
This
do
show's
like
all
a.
about cognitive dissonance and
Oh, is it? Oh, I'm-
incongruity and
No wonder I'm doing so
I'm
well.
picturing more like
We all got
geography.
fun and stuff, and yeah.
My codependent shapeshifter.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Been cast in sir.
Okay, so I want to take
codependent
like
shapeshifter.
It was just a mashup.
I want to take some
my
like
previous
warm,
film.
soft Southern California, like 29-year-old somethings,
Oh, you had me there.
and like implant them into like some rural,
North
Mid-
Dakota.
North Dakota or even maybe Canadian. Like,
Oh,
there's something.
They have manners there.
There's got to be places like in the middle of Canada.
Are we talking
I think there are
places? Or are we
places.
talking about city?
No, like a little town, a town of like 2,000 people.
A village.
Oh, dude,
okay.
Alaska.
Okay, like that show that used
Hamlet.
to be in Alaska and the moose would walk through the middle of town.
Yeah, but smaller.
Oh, yeah.
Like ice fishing and beer, and there's not much else to eat.
Oh, the conversations they would have.
Not much to eat but ice and beer and fish.
You know what I just realized? Even when you have nothing to do, you're still doing something, you know?
We're just
I'm
back.
so
We're back
deep.
to nothing.
Well, you're like breathing and stuff.
burping.
and-
Yeah, even when you choose to do nothing, you still made a choice.
Question for Blake. Were you
Oh,
calling
shit.
her on that
I'm so
codependent shapeshifter thing?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
You sure?
Just wanted
I'm
to
not
clarify
sure, but
that
I'm
because it
still gonna
sounded like
say
you were
no.
calling her on it to me.
I don't know you well enough to know whether or not you're bluffing.
Oh, I'm definitely codependent. Oh, that's for sure.
You can't be fully independent.
And as for being a lycanthrope,
Child,
you can't prove it. You can't.
can't handle
You
the
missed the
truth.
full moon, man.
I think we should take a bunch of millennials and put them in an environment which is modeled on the 60s. So all they have is like vinyl.
Oh my God, they would die.
Yes.
Yeah.
They wouldn't survive.
Or take
No
a
Tell us what they'd
phones,
have.
No
So,
computers.
They wouldn't know what to do.
They've got like a record player.
They have to
Yeah.
use a
Player.
regular phone to call somebody. They can't text.
They've got some.
Oh, like the streets, man, a payphone.
If
Have you
you're
seen a
worried about
payphone
your
lately?
feels, you have to actually
unicorn
face to
more
face
frequently.
talk to somebody.
Oh, no.
No.
Eye contact.
And as a sort of chaperone, they have like a Haight-Ashbury kind of guru.
Oh no, no,
Kind
they
of
just have a
vinyl
Labrador.
junkie.
They'd be drinking the
better off.
Kool-Aid
Hey
on the
man,
first day, man.
let's put on the Doors eponymous album.
Oh God, I listened to the best of the Doors all throughout my high school art studio days.
And look what it did to you.
I got nothing to say for it, man. Other than hello, I love you. Won't you tell me your name? I'm sorry. Didn't you have a name?
Based on
Was that a song of the Doors?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
No,
And you have to
no.
make a joke out of every.
It was
Come on,
just
baby,
one
light
guy.
my fire.
Get out of my head and into my dream. No,
This
it's
is
a
the
car.
end.
This is a car. It's not a dream. Wake up, girl. It's alive.
I definitely want to see some hipsters in the 60s. Like, imagine how things would have evolved, like bicycles.
Dude, they would have thought they were witches
yeah.
or something.
They probably wouldn't have evolved.
No.
They would have just stayed as is. We never would have had like mountain
Everything would've
bikes,
stayed the same.
BMX bikes.
There'd be like
Bro, they'd all-
30,000 recipes for toast.
Or different types of ramen. You know what's
Tried
something
this on
amazing?
toast yet, man?
No, here's the best one. Jail cooking show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Is it
I
like
learned
Iron Chef? Is it a
amazing things.
competition?
Yes, it is a competition.
Jeffrey Dahmer has to participate.
So German chocolate cake, you get the instant coffee granules, you get some grape jelly, and the chocolate, they call it cake, the chocolate bread, and that's actually pretty good. Then for the orange chicken, you have ramen, you got chicharrones, and you get the jelly.
And of course, the
Instant orange
contest for the
packet.
best
That's so
Fruno,
good.
because you got to have the wine that you make out of the fruit in the back of the toilet tank.
Yeah.
Oh, we cleaned those
yeah,
first.
Pruno, right?
Catherine,
We take teams.
you're really,
told
you're
us
really
what
writing
that
from the
was.
heart, like from what you know, it sounds like.
Thank you. Yeah, I am. Is that on your list?
No.
I saw you look. Oh, man.
But I was generous of you.
No, but yeah, these are all personal experiences, especially the shapeshifter. I'm sorry, I'll give you that. I'm being honest, man. He was weird. He could never make up his mind. What do you want for dinner, babe? Stir fry. Flesh. God, honey, you
Flesh.
just can't shift like that. I already started the walk. It's just not
He was
fair.
like, so by shifting, like he was eating like a Big Mac yesterday, and today he's like calling chicken flesh
At best.
at best.
At best. I'll give him that just to be sensitive, you know?
But you tried extra hard to please him.
Or because the other one shapeshifts into
Every morning, every night.
Triceratops. It's like, no, I need
He's
plants
biting her
from
head
And then
off.
he
the
became a
Jurassic period.
Republican out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. I thought we were an independent party. And then he just shifts over. I don't even know.
All right, you guys. You know what? I think it's about time to add up
He was
some
a vegetarian at
points.
one point,
Yes.
actually.
How's everybody feel?
Vegetarian.
Feel like you got it out of you?
I feel like a winner.
All right.
We'll see.
Let's go around. I'm gonna start with Sarah. What on your list did you use?
Now I have to remember. I used speedboat races,
There's one.
always complaining.
There's two.
I'm trying to remember if I also used wrap it up in duct tape.
Did not, but I'll double check in the future.
Okay, so I think I got
When
2
I pay.
points. Oh, tarring the rabbit. I got 3.
Oh yeah, tarring the rabbit, which
Got some bluff points.
Which was really popular.
Catherine gave it to you.
Yeah, I
She
did.
set you up. What did
What's
you
up,
not
sister?
use?
I did not use souped up taco truck. And I don't know
That would
how I
have been a great
missed duct tape.
sitcom. A taco truck that
I
goes in drag
know.
races and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I know. That was cool.
All right. Mr. Blake Benley, what do you
Mr.
got
Blake.
for me, brother?
Well, I got the smell in the carpool. Thanks,
Yes.
Ted Kennedy.
Oh my gosh, you
I
got
had a
it.
feeling.
Magic carpet.
Woo!
Kids with Knives, The Vinyl Junkie,
Oh, yeah.
and Building Tree
Oh
Houses.
my gosh, all of
When
them.
was
You can
Building
tell
Tree
Blake's
Houses?
played this game a few
Yeah.
times.
That was the Lord of the Flies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I kind of talked over him when he did it, so
Ah,
my
I'll
fault.
blame you then. That's easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Catherine,
Sarah.
what did you use on your list?
I opened with Mind Reader and Aliens in the Attic. Followed by is Mr. Gopher and Oil Paint Genius, Jug Band, and Chicken Ranch. I used all of them.
Wow.
Very good.
I-
Joanna, did you use any?
I did not, but I'll tell you the ones I like.
Wasn't he an oil paint?
Please
Fine
do.
here. I liked Dayglow
It was
Golf
okay.
Course.
Dayglow Golf Course,
I liked Educating Koalas
Educating Koalas.
and Meth in the Peace Pipe.
Ow!
In the peace pipe. Oh, there
How
was
did we
opening
watch
for
it?
that.
That
You could have got that in there.
This
You
is
didn't have enough
hard.
coffee this morning. You need
I
coffee.
had some coffee.
Oh, well, for the list game, drink
Yerba
extra
mate.
coffee.
Crack might work better. That's what I'm
Okay,
told.
and
Just
Blake,
it.
you called me on
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye the Science
I'm
Guy,
amazed
and I
remember
didn't
that.
use my other 4, and I'm going to keep them to myself because I'm going to use them in the future.
Yay, the future. It looks bright.
Okay, here's how many points everybody added up to. Blake has 6 points. Joanna gets 2 points just because she was here.
Yeah. Showing
Daniel has 0 points today.
Ah.
Sarah has 2 bluff points, total of 6 points.
Hey.
Ooh.
And Catherine had 7 points.
I won!
She is the winner of
I'm the
today's
winner,
list
guys.
game.
I haven't won anything since.
This has been another episode of the List Game brought to you by
Stay No Vision! Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for getting in the snake.
I do love being able to see. I've had glasses since I was in 4th grade.